remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly.
What's up, YouTubers? So, I'm continuing my series on breaking the chains of religion. Picking off where I left off last week. Once I returned from the military, I started to be isolated and rejected from my family more and more due to my lack of a belief in a God or a higher power. But one of the things I noticed, as I mentioned last week, that things had came particularly a bit more religious. Not just in the community though, but in general with my family. My brother, who for a while there had looked like he was becoming a free thinker and was beginning to reject religion, had certainly became super religious. In fact, arguably one of the most religious people in my family. So now I have to put up with that foolishness. And it's funny because they'll claim, people like my brother will claim to have read the Bible and understand the Bible, but I have read the Bible in its entirety, and I know of the ridiculous things that is in the Bible as well as the contradictions. But of course, if you ask him this, he will simply tell you that these things does not exist. Don't waste your time pointing them out, because it's not going to help. He'll still tell you the same thing. He'll still have the same response. So it's not even worth wasting your time with the damn foolishness. I found that it was very difficult now for me to even hang around my family. Because of the things that they would ask. They would constantly try to spark a debate and an argument about you being an atheist. Even in situations where nothing like this should have ever came up. Basically, they're picking for a fight, and it's an argument that they will lose because, like I say, they don't know the Bible. They haven't read the Bible in its entirety. They don't even know their own beliefs and their own so-called faith. So they lose the argument. But even still, they want to spark this argument because they feel that they are right, because you have to believe in some type of God. And, you know, they isolate you, they try to ridicule you, and all that foolishness. Well, I started to separate myself from my family. Really before I got out of service, but once I got out, yeah, I definitely started to separate myself from my family. I even roommated with my brother for a year once I got out of service. But last year, back in July, we split it up because it just got to be too much. He was just too religious, trying to force religion down my throat, but more or less also trying to put up all those religious decoration and teachings and shit on the walls and shit, talking about this is a Christian house. And I just got tired of it. And I said, you know what? I'm done. We're splitting. You're on your own. I don't want to hear anything else about it. But I went to Aiken Technical College. Now, I got out of the military. I got here on the 27th of July on my birthday of '09. Was when I actually got here at home from my final leave, and then after that, of course, I was out in service. Well, I didn't actually start school because it was too late, unfortunately, for me to sign up for fall classes, so I had to wait till the spring semester, which started in January at Aiken Technical College. This is where I was starting to see some crazy shit. I took Sociology 101. That was one of the first classes I took. And in that class, there was a discussion that came up about religion. And was a person necessarily ethical or moral, so to speak, if they did not have a religion? And I didn't say shit because I was so appalled by what I was hearing. Everyone, including the teacher, was saying that there was no way that a person can be considered to be moral or ethical or in any standard if they did not hold a religious belief, because a religious belief was imperative to the culture and human development and sociological development as being a human being. But that's some straight up bullshit. But of course, this is what was being taught to people in our school. Now, this was actually, if you read the sociology book and top-ranking sociologists, you read psychology, you look at top-ranking psychologists and psychiatrists, they will tell you that most will agree that in fact religion is a problem. But this school was teaching that in fact religion is a solution. That's when I realized I got some serious ass problems with this school. Now let me tell you what I had to encounter at Aiken Tech. There was a situation where I had to go and get some stuff done with my enrollment for VA and fix all of this. Well, I found out that the reason why I seem to be having all the goddamn problems with my VA was because I lacked a belief in God or higher power. Now, it didn't take much to find out that I lacked this belief. I mean, you could simply go outside and look at my car and look where I had a license plate flying at Atheist. So, it didn't really surprise me that they had that because I wasn't hiding anything. What pissed me off,
still did not surprise, was that they would start to basically discriminate or overlook my paperwork for VA and for financial aid and what's not, because I lacked a belief in a higher power. In fact, they outright denied me financial aid, but it didn't matter because I got all my money from the VA anyway to pay for the tuition. But they would try to prosecute that I wanted to pay for it and be reimbursed in the semester. No, I did not really go down like that. I started to notice that I was treated differently toward teachers, though I wasn't treated that way in particularly toward a couple teachers. But you know, it's just weird the way they think down there at the college. There was also another incident, graduation prayer. I went to my sister's graduation, and I had to get up and leave fast. I had to, because first off, they were very sneaky with the way they decided to do this Now, this is a public institution, public college, mind you, but it doesn't matter. They was very sneaky toward the way they decided to do this. They put in the program that the graduation prayer would be, and that it would not be the first thing. They would first come in, they would do the introductions, and then they would come in and make some opening remarks, and then they would do the graduation prayer, you know, the opening prayer, and then they would how the graduates come in, you know, well, they would do something else, I forget what it was, and then they would have the graduates come in, and then they would you know, do all that guest speaking and all that stuff, and then they would have the benedictory prayer, and then they would leave. So I had already planned it out according to what they had written down when I was going to get the hell up out of there, and then come back after the prayer, because I wasn't going to sit there for no fucking prayer. Well, they tried to get my ass. Instead, they did the prayer that was the first thing they was attempting to do. Whatever. I got my ass up. I walked out. Everybody looking at me like I was crazy. But go fuck your mom, because I do not give a shit. Well, then I went, after they got done with the prayer, I went to come back in.
Well, that is when they basically decided that they was just going to start bringing in graduating class to prevent me from coming in. Great. This is what you want to do? Fine. I took off. I left. I went to the bar, had me a couple of drinks. Then once my sister was done with her got done, she went to another place, a Mexican restaurant, and I met him over there, had some drinks with him. She was like, why you left? Because they didn't give me an option but to leave. I was not sitting through that damn part. And she was upset about it, but whatever, she'll get over it. But that's going to go ahead and conclude this video this week on some of the things I experienced at Aiken Technical College, as well as with my family. Next week, I'm going to be going into why I became a YouTube atheist, why I became more of an activist. And then that following week, I'm going to conclude this series, kind of just recapping of everything that was going on, but also giving a bit of encouragement to people coming out of the closet and other atheist activists and YouTube atheists out there. But that is going to conclude this video. I tried to keep this one pretty short because I actually am thinking about making another video tomorrow, and this is just something that's been on my chest for a while that I want to address with the atheist community. But peace.
And I hope that you are having the time of your life. But think twice. That's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Bless your soul. You really think you're in control?